Again, welcome back for another daily Bind of Isaac Repentance. It is February 15th, 2025. Hello. My alarm is probably going to go off. Probably scare the shit out of me with a coffee. Going to be down here, settling and brewing. Let's see here. Kane, 13 wins in a row. Holy cow. Let's make it a 14. Mom's heart. Okay, so just boss rush. All right. Just like yesterday. No tainted characters yet. I don't know what they're going to have for special dailies for tainted characters. But Tuesdays are supposed to be the days where we get some greatness. Yes. All right, 1/3 conjoined. That's the only reason why I'm taking you, my dude. Is that reason there? That very reason. We'll see about finding Redheart first. Since, find a nasty enemy. Oh, there we go. And it didn't scare me this time, because maybe the expectation that it's going to happen. Thwarted, whatever. Thwarted. Whatevers. That effort. Coffee's hotter than shit. We're going to let that cool off. Alright. I poured some in the cup. Can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup. Sit it with me. Can't put down the cup of coffee. Not the lane. I'm not into that stuff. I'm staying the fuck away with that stuff. Man, lane. When I first heard about lane, it was... Oh, what was it? 2010, 2011, something like that, right? And I was like, what the hell is lane? I heard about it, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's a mix of these like concoctions of stuff. I'm like, now why the fuck would I want that? And it's like, wow, that's if you like want to just trip out and destroy your liver and hallucinate and all that other stuff. Yeah, well, the good alternative is alcohol, right? Only I just need more of it to get to that point, or just OD, I guess. But I don't even want to do that either. I think most people don't want to OD on alcohol. Call me crazy, call me a softie or something, but I don't care for any of that. I've never once been blackout drunk, not even close, and I never will. Never had alcohol poisoning either. Never will. I am going to be on the safe side. I'm going to stay in my lane of things and just be safe. Safe and sorry. Hey, look, it's just like that horseman in the first floor of the last daily yesterday. Yesterday's daily, man. You get another cube of meat or bandages. I don't think you can ever get, like, the full Meat Boy experience anymore. I think it's, like, harder to get Meat Boy regularly now than what it used to be. I mean, it was still kind of hard before Repentance came out, but... Especially, Bandage Girl, too, but... To help influence that, of course, having early... Book of Revelations or something. We're talking about like a start, right? Like on the first floor before the boss kind of thing, or you start it with the item as like tainted, not tainted, but like Eden. Maybe tainted Eden, I guess. If you just keep getting hit, maybe you'll get the space bar. Until you find out later, it's like... Or maybe they change things to where it's like, oh yeah, you can actually have just the ball of bandages or a cube of meat and then just keep popping Buddy in the Box or whatever it's called. And then you can just get the achievement or whatever you need. Which I think I have to do on this file. Now I actually think about it. I think I have to do it on this file. I think. Because that is a type of achievement thing, I think. it's not necessarily an item because you automatically get the item once you know, as part of the inventory thing, you know, for getting 100% of the game. You have to have cube of meat and ball of bandages, but when you have it all the way maxed out, I think it's its own achievement, separate from all that you have to have to get to 100%. I'm pretty sure. Because I had to do that, like, my first file before Repentance came out, so. What better way to do that than start out with Lilith? Not even kidding. Lilith is the way. Just get the boss rush, and then that's it. Well, not this. You got to get the bandages or the cube of meat, whatever you're trying to achieve, and then just repeat the process. Or do greedier? Yeah, if you find that, more like greed mode instead of greedier. Greedier is just like, yeah, if you want to make it much harder for yourself to get the achievement, go for it, I guess. A lot less money to spend for things. Now, I say honestly, the boss rush approach with looking for the boss that has the whatever you need, and then get the boss rush as quick as you can. Or have the right items to, like, keep proccing the thing, too. Keep proccing the gets. I don't want that eyeball. The chance of mapping for 20%, and out of that 20%, it's like a random map effect or whatever. No, I like having to get into chests for free. Thank you very much. Well, by the way, it was supposed to be like snow and ice off and on today through tonight, and I don't think there was much of anything. Like, I got, like, de-icing stuff earlier last night. I got the more expensive stuff where it's like, it's bullshit, right? Like, it's a bigger container, but the bigger container only has, like, 4 ounces less of the salt solution than the other stuff I typically get from the same store. But the thing is, it costs, like, about double than the cost of the other stuff. Yeah, isn't that bullshit? I'm probably paying half the cost on the damn plastic container, not even joking, than the salt solution. Now, could I've gone to a different grocery store and get, like, a better bang for my buck? Yeah. I wasn't going to go the other side of town to get it, and most of the places were closed anyways, and I needed the stuff anyways, like, ahead of time, so. And now I regret it. I mean, I guess at least I have it on hand when if there's any more ice storms. They're thinking maybe tonight through maybe tomorrow there could be something, but I'm thinking it's probably a lot less likely. It's just going to be Arctic thunder instead coming up now. Freaking snow and ice. Well, not snow and ice. A polar vortex is coming through. Get a negative 30s. Oh boy! Guess he's gonna be riding the bicycle next week. This guy, he's gonna enjoy just. I'm gonna be the only one out on the bicycle, right? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was out for like 8 or 9 miles on my bicycle, right? Negative 35 wind chill. And of course, I'm the only one, the only soul out there riding a bicycle. You didn't have to. Actually, well, yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't have to do that, but I don't want to walk. Walking, it was going to be a lot slower. Now, I could have walked. Yes, you could have, but you didn't. And a bicycle is much faster, right? Like, if I'm going downtown or doing something or whatever, right? Like, I can walk down there. It's not that far, or a close grocery store. But if I'm going somewhere a little further than that, or much further than that, absolutely a bicycle, 100%. Used to be when I was walking those distances, but then since I got a bicycle, I'm like, this cuts down time like crazy. I could probably do the same with the bicycle. going downtown too and cut some time, but I don't. And especially since I actually was riding my bicycle yesterday to get some groceries, and the sidewalks were, I mean, god awful. Like, it was like 2 days after the snow went away, and there's like a 24-hour timeline you have to have. Like 24 hours after the last snowfall, you have to shovel your walk and stuff. And a lot of these places, they didn't shovel for shit. Even a gas station, they have like it's a sidewalk. It is. It's a public sidewalk, completely covered with snow. And I had to like ride on that, kind of. I say kind of because I had to get off the bicycle so I didn't fall off the damn thing because of how trash the sidewalks were. By the way, Book of Revelations I was just talking about here. Lol. We'll take this. So anyways, oh, this curse removal's nice. So anyways, as I was saying, take this to try to find our secret rooms. Here we go. As I was saying, I was struggling yesterday to get into the store because there were so many bad sidewalks. So then I took an alternative path. It was a little better until like I got to a couple of other sidewalks, the opposite in the streets as where I was pedaling before. They were god awful too. Like, there's like no excuse. Like, we didn't have like feet of snow, not even close. Now, could I ride in the street? Yeah, but I don't trust a single soul on the road around here when it comes to like being careful and paying attention and everything else on the road. I really don't. You basically, I mean, when you basically ride in the street, right? Like with your bicycle, you know, no matter how many ways you obey the traffic laws and everything else, someone's gonna eventually end up hitting you, right? Every time you're in the street, you know, obeying traffic laws and everything else, you're playing Russian roulette. And I'm not exaggerating, especially with a town this size and people not paying attention and me having a few close calls even crossing streets. Even when I'm full and well know that, like, and, you know, watching out what I'm doing and everything else, you know, being very careful with things. Like, I still know not to trust a motherfucker when you're crossing the street. Sometimes they don't even stop. They do like this kind of slow down and then go kind of thing. Or they miss their stoplight when it turns red and then they just like slam on the brakes really hard way past the stoplight and stuff like that. Like, or my favorite one where it's like they look the completely opposite direction and they're going to turn instead of looking the other direction to the person trying to cross the street. You know what I mean? It's like, I was actually talking to someone a couple months ago about something like that, bicycle stuff. They got hit with when they're on their bicycle, and it was like kind of an apartment thing or whatever, right? Where it was like, well, Brimstone's interesting, huh? They were essentially crossing a street. So it's like an apartment buildings next door, right? Kind of, you have a sidewalk that's in front of this road that leads up to the apartments. And it's like, you know, a turn off and everything. And he told me, like, of course, he wasn't paying attention. That was partly his problem. But, like, the guy never stopped and looked or do anything, right? So he was expecting this guy would just stop and not, like, hit him. Of course, that didn't happen, so he hit him. Of course, but what was even sketchier was the guy was like, oh, don't call the police. Here's some money. Da-da-da. And that is hella sketch. If somebody hits you with the vehicle, you need to call the police. It doesn't matter if they're a good person or not that you suspect they're a good person. It doesn't matter if they're old or young, which this guy was old. It doesn't matter. When you have someone tell you not to call the police, there's a whole number of different reasons why they don't want the police involved with a traffic accident. They could have like a license that is barred. They could have a stolen vehicle. They probably have a warrant for their arrest. It could be a whole bunch of things. So when you let that guy go, which this guy did, took his money and assumed that like he was a good guy. When you do that kind of thing, you're essentially allowing this person to kind of get away with what they did, and they could just end up hitting somebody and killing them. And, you know, and you won't even know about it. I mean, the guy could also be intoxicated too, is another thing, I guess, under the influence. So it's like, I mean, I got hit by a car once, someone backing out. Now, I should have, like, maybe called the police and did something, but they only kind of barely bumped into me, and they're backing out of an alley, the dark alley and stuff, so that's partly on me. I guess I could have did something with it, but she wasn't telling me to not call the police or anything like that, or give me money or anything like that. Like, she wasn't... nothing suspicious about that, so it's... I think in most cases, you should call, but if there's something to where it's like... I mean, it's kind of hard to really gauge to you exactly, like, what is appropriate or not. You know, you're going to have to determine whether this is appropriate response to call or not, you know? But in most cases, you should. Fortunately for me, like, I didn't get injured or, you know, it was an accident and she wasn't intoxicated or anything like that. It's just... If someone would have knocked me down when I was on my bicycle and they wasn't paying attention to me and then trying to pay me off, yeah, absolutely, I'm getting the cops involved. Like, I'd be madder than pissed. And I guess he damaged this guy's bicycle too. And so that kind of tells you too, like, you know, probably had to hit him hard enough to do that. Crazy times we live in, Harry. You know, I can't wait for is spring, so I don't have to deal with snow and cold while I'm riding my bicycle. You know, it's funny, like, I didn't have so many problems with walking in this cold and whatever kind of weather, right? Even though it was slower before I got a bicycle. But I sure as heck have many more problems with the bicycle. Which is fine, because, like, that's what it comes down to, right? It's like, you're gonna have to deal with more things with the bicycle. You know, more challenges with it, of course, right? It's like, you gotta have to clean it properly, which I didn't know about. And, okay, we gotta fucking scoot. Scoot the boot. We are way behind schedule, and I've been doing a little too many bitmechs and stuff. All right, that I needed. I need that tears up. But yeah, you have to kind of clean your bicycle. Then you have to find a place to put your bicycle that's safe to lock up. Then you have to deal with, like, if you're dressing in layers, it's going to be slower than piss and harder than piss to pedal a bicycle, which that's what's going to happen next week again. You're going to have to deal with snow and a bunch of salt and everything else, ice, and poor, like, you know, management of sidewalks and stuff to deal with other things. So it's like, it assists you in a way that bicycle does, truly. It's a lot faster. It's easier on the joints and everything. Unless if it's like a bunch of snow and ice and you're dressed in layers. And or dressing in layers. Then you're going to have a much harder time pedaling this shit. Of course, it comes down to the downsides with other things. I mean, walking's got downsides too, shit. Like, it's a lot slower, obviously, and... Okay, we're gonna have to skip some rooms, by the way. We're gonna have to skip some rooms. Because we are way behind schedule. As much as I want to go to these other rooms here, I have to dip. Dip on out. To the other side. Dip on out. To the other side. And that's probably going to screw up there. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. You know what? We can actually fuck around here. Never mind. All right. This is it. And I bet you I'm not the only one doing this. As much as I like the other thing, this is going to give us, like, this is going to maximize our points doing it this way. We can calm the fuck down now. So we got coffee, so that won't calm us the fuck down. That's going to... This is actually my second pot of coffee. I decided to make a second pot today, so that's probably going to bite me in the ass on top of the cold brew I had. Or no, I had Americano. Cold brew, well, yeah, Americano again. Like, oh shit, I didn't give that anything to that bastard. All right, bastard friends. As I was saying, what the hell was I saying? Probably not important, lol. Oh yeah, bicycle stuff, so. Pros and cons. Even with walking, yeah, like I said, but I was trying to say earlier. Hard on the joints, much slower. I mean, I'm saving so much time being on a bicycle, though. Grocery shopping. Like, about a week or two ago, I went to the grocery store, and just before I got there, I noticed I forgot my wallet, so I pedaled back home. It would have taken me an hour, about an hour, to get back to the position I was at after getting my wallet. By the time I went back from the store, get my wallet and come back, it would have taken me about an hour to get back to the store. Whereas on a bicycle, it's like, you know, 10 or 20 minutes or something like that, right? Huge difference. Huge freaking difference. And I've done it a number of times where I was walking to the grocery store before I had a bicycle, forgot my wallet, and man... And yes, I know they have the virtual wallet stuff that you can put on your phone or whatever. Some places have that. I think that place might have it, but, like, call me old-fashioned, but I prefer just the old ways of doing it. Not the older ways where it's paying cash, because, like, I have to keep using the ATM machine and withdrawing from the bank, and I don't want to do that. And it's just so much simpler to just... And I'm not against cash or anything. You do what you want with paying with cash. I used to pay in cash once upon a time, but there's definitely benefits with paying in cash. It reminds me of a story. There was a computer repair guy I used to hire over the many years ago, and he would give me a discount, right? Quote unquote discount. If I paid in cash. And the discount is essentially, the discount was essentially taking the taxes away. Bless his heart. Because the taxes would add up with, like, computer repairs or building something or whatever, right? So, well, actually he wasn't doing building so much because, yeah, there was other things going on at that time. Pussycat, I love you. You do too. I love you, Pussycat. Perfection we don't need. Okay. But yeah, he would essentially get rid of the taxes for me. So apparently there's taxes with repairing a computer. Which is interesting to think about. Oh, we got pussy! We got the pussy. Pussycat, I love you. You do too. Oh, my pussycat. Looks like a cigarette room here. Nope. It looked like it. Doesn't mean it is. Bloody Crown, I think that is for the devil floor, but let me double check here. Bloody Crown, Isaac. I think that is the devil floor, but I could be wrong. Nope, the room and stuff. All right, let's actually take it. It's an item room too, I think. So I get those mixed up because you have the upside down red crown, and that is for the devil floor, with giving you a shop and item room. I know they look similar. That's why I was kind of questioning it if it's this or that. Pretty honest mistake sometimes, man. You know, I might have played well over 2,000 hours in Isaac. You know, there's those occasions I forget about what those items do. Or I might have an extension of effects that I may not even know of. Synergies and stuff. The game's got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, right? Whole bunch of items. Cracker Jacks, I love that. The crown. Let's see. We didn't find our item room. All right. Take advantage of this floor. See if I get rid of our red hearts. Maybe get a good devil deal. Just kidding. All right. Bicycle, bicycle, I love you. All right, nothing there. Cool. Well, that's not really worth taking, even though it'll get rid of one of our red hearts. Not worth it. Cool, it's a Tainted Judas build thing. I don't care for that item too much. Alrighty. God, it's hot in here. It's probably because I had the oven on earlier and I was boiling the... not oven. Well, I guess it's technically the oven. It's the top, right? The oven top. Had it on earlier. For, like, boiling the water for my coffee here. Thank goodness we have flight, by the way. Because this room would have been all kinds of bullshit for me. Another pussy item! We are super pussy. The root-tooting pussy. That's flabbergasted. What is the chances all those will be red hearts? Because like, you would either find, like, an eternal heart or some soul hearts, or like a mix of both with a bunch of red hearts. What are the chances they'll all be red hearts? I've been duped. Not that we need it or anything, but... Well, that's part of conjoined. Pop that to get the extra damage boost. With our flies and our shots, of course. Could have took Steam Cell for the next 2 floors for the shop. Yeah, I could have, but... Is it really necessary? The run's not going to last any longer than it needs to be. I was kind of thinking about points a little bit too, but... Speaking of bicycles, I seen one that I parked next to some time back. It was on the time with the whole -35 temperature deal, and it's like electric bicycle thing, right? I don't know how those things fare with like super cold weather. Because like really hot weather, really cold weather could just wear down the battery over time. Especially the electronics that could have like a lot of issues if the temperature's like super cold. Yeah, gotta be. Like, I don't know, like, all of them or some of them have a thing where it's like you have to use the electric, you have to have it charged even if you're pedaling normally or something. To have it function or not. They had one where it's like, I saw like a little thing on YouTube about it, or like a random video thing that was recommended to me about a company that essentially went under shortly after these bicycles went up for sale, these electric bikes, and they're like super expensive. And the only way you can operate them, I guess, is like an app. You have to be connected to your app to the thing, but even that, it's like they have problems with connectivity with the devices or something. It's super loud and hard to pedal too. Like I got those earbuds, right? From Soundcore or whatever it's called. And what's shit well, it's kind of shitty with them. I think there's an alternative way to do it, because like for some reason it would randomly press buttons on the surface of them, and they do like different setting changes. And I don't even touch the damn things, and they just go off, and they would pause sometimes or switch the type of filtering mode. But if you want to change it more fluently with the filtering mode, like, you know, transparency mode or whatever else, you have to go through an app. Or otherwise, you're going to have to learn how to tap it on the device itself. And if you want to know what the battery is, you definitely have to use the app. Which sucks. Or, like, change the settings on there about, like, when for it to just go to sleep after X amount of minutes or hours if it's not in use. And the minimum you could have is like 30 minutes. So 30 minutes after not being used, they automatically turn off. Which that seems a little long. But, that's where you get, I guess, with, I want to say they're cheap earbuds, but they're okay. Are they better than freaking Apple's ones? I don't know. I remember when those first came out, and I seen people wearing them, like college students and stuff like that, and like, it's like thinking to myself, it's like, man, you must have like a lot of money to get those new freaking earbuds. Because like they were like super expensive, right? Or it was like several $100s when they first came out or something crazy. It was some ungodly amount of money. Now it's like, you know, whatever, like it's cheaper and they got more efficient ones with battery and quality and stuff. I could have picked up something like that, but me being cheap, like technology advanced enough to where it's like, you know, surely they made something better. I mean, these are okay, but they suck when it comes to staying in your ear. It could have been just like, I have to fit the specific plastic pieces, you know, 2 different kinds of things within each of the earpieces to like make it fit in your ear better. It's not that really the manufacturer's fault with that, honestly, because like everybody's earlobes are different, right? Ear holes. They can't just guess what the hell your ear is. It's not like they're trying to do like a range size for things, which that's another weird thing, right? Last couple of years or so of having smart rings. A few $100s, just a few $100s. Like it measures O2 and heart rate, things like that, but then it's like, I don't know, like, well, I guess a smart, watches could be more expensive, so that's probably an alternative for that. But for me, it's like, and I guess it's smaller, so it's not as much out of the way or in the way. Maybe it has a better battery life. Like, I don't know. If I were to have a device, if I had a choice between like a smartwatch or a smart ring, I go for the watch. I think the watches have been out longer, the smartwatches. You have different kinds of them out there. They're probably relatively cheaper. And they have more features. You can even play RuneScape on some of them, right? Old school RuneScape. If that tickles your fancy. Because, like, I want something that has a pretty good O2 sensor, which I guess the Gemini watch brand, I guess, is pretty good for that. Kind of mixes a bit of the affordability with accuracy. I mean, I guess, then again, I'm saying $400 or $500 is affordability. Well, I mean, like, you're not spending thousands of dollars like on a smartphone for a watch. You could if you want for like a higher end stuff. I'm not getting a Galaxy Watch or a Apple Watch or anything. Like, if you want a high-end watch, like you can if you want. Like, it's depending on what you get. Like, you can have ones where it's like they're like an extension of your phone, for example. Like, if you get like a call notification, your phone's on mute. Like, you can feel like vibration. Well, I guess you could do the same thing with your cell phone, huh? You can get some kind of a notification, I suppose, on your wrist if you're not noticing the vibration in your pocket. I guess you could just turn off your vibration, but then it's like, well, what the hell is even the point of having a phone on vibrate while you're doing something and you have an Apple Watch or something that tells you, hey, you got a telephone call, ring, ring, motherfucker. Did I use the telepills and they got me in here? Oh, that's pretty tits. Shrimple's that? Oh, we have Mom's key. That's right. I was wondering why I'm getting all this stuff. Oh, we could get a free freaking room. And then you give me a golden bomb. Well, bless your soul. And then that. Okay, well, you know. As I was saying, so, I mean, there's like other things too. Like, there's something with texting on it, which I don't know how I feel about scrolling like a little mouse wheel on the side and be like, oh yeah, I got the first letter in there. Let's get the next one. Now, I know they have like voice to text kind of options too, which I think that probably makes it a lot easier. If you can speak clearly, of course. Of course, they actually been getting better, to be honest with you, with deciphering how people talk and stuff. Hilarious. Deeply hilarious. Okay, it does not add to that. Okay. 97.5%. Now, if we don't get it, like, that is like hitting the lottery. Well, probably not. What is it? What's the rate of that lottery thing? I don't know. I hadn't checked on it for ages. I think these are probably better odds than the lottery. I'm guessing here. 97.5. Yeah, it is. Obviously, it is. What the fuck am I thinking earlier? Like, obviously, that's a highly good chance compared to winning the lottery, because that's like far smaller. If everyone got 97.5% chance, like, I'd be questioning the entire freaking system. All right. 71st place. That is damn nice. Top 75 or top 100. Small nuts. Okay, thank you for that. God bless. I salute to you, small nuts. And then of course I think Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, Taiwanese. I don't know what that text is. I'm not familiar with that entirely. Lily Moon, Watank, Fly 6, okay. And Cape Cafe. All right. Almost like cafe. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.